Hey guys, it's Zaylee of ZayleeBarclay.com, and I want to thank you for being here today. So today, what we're going to talk about is just learning to love yourself and embrace your own journey, especially with all the noise that we have going on around us. This was a huge thing for me. When I shared it on Instagram, I realized that it's a huge thing for people everywhere, especially women, everywhere we go through a few things, and I wanted to share a few things that have helped me just really learn to love myself and respect my journey as well. So one of the first things that helped me is learning to accept my flaws and also learning to love my flaws, or find things that are, amazing about me and my flaws, and rock out with them. Because a lot of, and I'm speaking about physical flaws. These are things that we may not be able to change, although there are things like cosmetic surgery and things like that. Now, there are a few things that I just won't ever change about myself that I even grew up being insecure about. I grew up in the Caribbean. If you are from the Caribbean, people tell you all sorts of things about yourself that you grow up with such insecurities about. And I don't know if it's the same here in the US growing up, because I didn't grow up here, but in the Caribbean, Listen, I had cellulite at a young age just because it's genetically how my family is. And I was made to feel really bad about it, even from family members. So if you are in control of how somebody else feels about their physical appearance, please do not contribute to how that person feels, because they will go through life thinking that they are less than because of the things that you probably have said. Okay, so keep that in mind, because we just want to speak from here, and I'll talk about that a little later on. But yeah, so that was one thing that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm incomplete because I have cellulite. Small stupid things like that. Like, we make people feel so insecure about things that they cannot change. I can't change that. There's probably not even surgery for that. And now I embrace it. And whenever I share it on Instagram, I inspire so many other women, because it's something that lots of women have. So, and if you don't, good for you, girl. But I got some legs and I got a butt, and I always had thick thighs. I always had thunder thighs, but I love them now. You can't tell me anything now. I've made it into one of my best features in working out. I work my legs out and I enjoy it and I love it. If I do want to reduce my cellulite, I include things like, drinking more water and things like that. And then you see less of an appearance, but it definitely does not make me feel insecure as it used to when I was growing up. And some people are never able to reverse those things. So find things about your flaws and fall in love with them, because they're not going to change. If something is not going to change, listen, fall in love with it. The second thing is just making an effort to understand yourself and who you are. I mentioned this in the previous video. Sit with yourself. Sit with yourself and figure out. I'm 32 and I'm just figuring out what I like and what I don't like, and things like that. I would always hear other people talk about what they liked, what they don't like, and things like that. And sometimes you feel like you like or dislike things because people tell you like or you dislike things. But what about what you in here know you like or you dislike? So it's good to figure out what you don't like, what you like, what you want to do in 5 years, what you want to do in 3 years, what you want to do next week. Things like that. Really sit with yourself and figure out, well, who am I really? What do I really stand for morally? What do I really stand for, in my personal life, in my business life? Where am I going? Where am I now? A lot of us are afraid to evaluate where we are now because we're afraid to face the things that we don't like about ourselves. But if you don't understand what you don't like about yourself, you definitely can't change that for the better in the future. Being intentional about being better. We just kind of spoke about this. If you don't know like what you want to change, you're not able to change it for the better in the future. So you definitely want to do that. You definitely want to take the time to map out what you want to change and how you're able to change it. Even if you have to make a change like daily, you want to set a new routine so that you're able to achieve a goal in a month, or even break your goals down. Like even if you have a 5-year goal, break it down. It's just like weight loss. If you want to lose 20 pounds, see how you can lose 2 pounds a week. And before you know it, you will get to 20 pounds. But you got to be committed to losing those 2 pounds per week. So chunk your goals down and be really intentional about achieving those smaller goals so that you're able to achieve a bigger goal. This one is really, really, really huge. Wishing well for others. This is something that people, first of all, the first thing I'll let you know is that your words are so powerful. Your thoughts are so powerful. And we all fall, I don't want to say victim. We all do this. We all tend to easily judge somebody else. We all tend to gossip. We all tend to say something about somebody else like easily. It rolls off easily, like saying things about others. But we have to remember that we are all one. And what you say about somebody else, you're saying about yourself. So if you wish failure on someone else, you're saying it about you. If you say someone is something derogatory, you're saying that about yourself, because we're all one being. That's why it's so important for us to love each other, right? And I learned this later on because, listen, I have gossiped in life, right? But if you speak to me now, you'll always hear me speaking power into somebody else or wishing somebody else well. And I'm not perfect, but I'm saying it's definitely something that I'm mindful of, because I know that, we're just one big person. And although you might want to say something about somebody else, also think about what they're going through to make them react like they are. People don't just do things. They have a reason for doing it. So, always wish the best for people, wish well on people, speak positivity and power into people, even when they are not the best to you. It'll come around in some time that it was just good what you did. So speak power, speak positivity, and say good things about other people to other people. The next thing I want to talk about is just understanding that your journey is yours, right? So this is where you separate yourself from being one being. You can't be mad that something is happening to somebody else because it's not happening for you, right? So you have to understand that your journey is yours. Everything will happen in time for you. What you need to do is push goodness out into the universe. Ask questions, ask God for what you want or what you need, and keep asking and keep praying and keep pushing. Your journey is yours. That person is doing what's best for them, which is why they're achieving what they want to achieve. So you have to focus on you and focus on just being good. And you'll be able to get what is coming to you, or the good things that are coming to you in your own journey. So push goodness out there and definitely ask for what you want. A lot of times we don't ask for what we want. A lot of times we don't know what we want. So write down at least 3 things that you really want in the next year and focus on them so that they come to you. The last thing I want to talk about is just looking on the brighter side, right? A lot of us complain. Sometimes we ask for something and we still complain. How does that work? Right? So look on the bright side. Like, I can't say this enough. Like, every lesson, everything that you go through is a lesson. You hear Beyonce talking about turning lemons into lemonade. Everything is a lesson. And so even though something bad happens, there's a lesson in there, or it's a way to make you even more responsible, or to open your eyes up about something. Like, think about the things that you were worried about in the past, or things that you went through, and the good things that you can pull from them, or the growth that you can say you went through because of them. So, stop complaining. Whenever you feel like complaining, be mindful of it. A lot of this is about being mindful about what you want and about the outcome of things. So be mindful about complaining. And if you're complaining about something, figure out how you can change it. It's as simple as that, right? So yeah. Keep your complaining to a minimum and just think on the bright side. You know, it's hard sometimes, but you have to. So I just wanted to share a few things with you guys. Definitely like, share, and comment. I would love to hear what you guys think about what I'm sharing. And let me know if anything I said resonated with you or made you think differently about something. And I will connect with you guys soon. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.